Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about communication. What exactly is communication? Why we communicate? And since how long we have been communicating? Communication forms one of the most important aspects of our life. Everyone spends almost 70 to 80% of their time communicating. Now communication can be in different forms. For example, when I'm talking to you right now, this is a video communication. Whereas my hands movement is a gesture, is again a sign language, which is again a mode of communication. Then comes your communication, which is written communication. We write letters, we write emails, we write books. That's again a written communication, a form of communication. Talking on the phone again is a communication. So there are different modes of communication. There are different ways of communication. Different languages are also communication. For example, you have got Hindi, you have got English, you have got Arabic, you have got Spanish, French. These are different languages. The purpose of language, or the purpose to use a language, is to communicate. Now, what exactly is a communication and why do we communicate? Communication is not just saying something, it's about conveying an idea, expressing yourself, maybe expressing your feeling, or you have got a plan in your mind which you want to convey to someone else, or maybe you want a particular work to be done by someone. So all these things are communications. We communicate because we want to get something done, or we want to express something. Not just human beings but also animals communicate. Their mode of communication, their way of communication is different. For example, all of us know that foxes or dogs, they cry. That's their way of communicating with their people from their own species, to let them know that there's a danger coming in. So again they communicate, we also communicate. Now the most difficult part is how to communicate. We all end up making mistakes when we communicate. Communication which we think is just saying a particular word. We may call a friend, say okay, do this thing, and that's it. But or a manager comes and says okay, get this thing work done, that's it. Or we send an SMS to one of our friends about a particular thing, but we think that that is communication. But that's completely wrong. Communication is a process. The process involves you thinking about something, decoding it into a language, into a mode which is understood by the other person, and then sending it across to the other person who receives it, who understands it, and does exactly what you expected. That is, complete process is known as communication. Let me give you an example. In 2001, 200 lives were lost because of simple miscommunication by an airplane pilot. A small jet, Cessna, was supposed to stay back at the runway, whereas a bigger jet of American Airlines was supposed to take off. But due to simple misunderstanding, the Cessna pilot thought that he is allowed to move ahead, and he came onto the runway, and the American Airlines plane came and hit it. Because of it, 200 lives were lost from both the places, which is a big loss. This is loss in terms of human lives. Whereas every year, many companies lose hundreds of millions of dollars because of miscommunication in terms of loss of productivity. Whereas, for example, a manager comes and asks one of his employees to prepare a report and make sure the report is produced, is done by end of day. Due to some or the other reason, the person, the employee doesn't understand it properly, he mishears it as end of month. That leaves a miscommunication. That leads to miscommunication, loss of productivity. On the other hand, it's not just the person who is speaking that causes miscommunication, it's also the person who is listening, whether we want to listen or not, whether we are okay to listen or not. These things also lead to miscommunication. Now let's start with how to communicate, how to make your communication more effective. First is idea. Many times people speak but they don't know what they want to speak. They don't know what they want to convey. They speak so much that the actual message is lost somewhere. So you need to drill down. You need to think what exactly you want to communicate, what message you want to convey. Assuming you sending a friend an email to one of your friends, which is like 2 page long email. In that 2 page, you just have got one line which is actually important. Rest is talking about here and there. Do you think that is going to have an effective communication? I don't think so. Because your friend would be lost reading the complete email without knowing what exactly you want or what is the important part of the email. So, first and foremost is idea. Idea is something which you want to say, something which you want to communicate, something which you want to be done. So make sure what exactly is your idea, what you want to say or what you want to communicate. Second comes mode of communication. Now this is also very important part. We all end up making mistakes. Major mistakes are made here, which is mode of communication. Now the first is language. Choose the right language. Assuming me talking to maybe a person who doesn't speak English, if I go and tell him, in no matter how good English I tell him, he will not understand me. Okay. On the other hand, the person is a basic speaker of English, and I use terms and words which are difficult for him to understand. Even then, he will not be able to understand. Third, when we communicate with our kids, we don't communicate the way we communicate with our bosses or with our managers, with our peers or with our friends. With every person, the communication has to be different. First, select the right language. If I'm talking to a person who is a native speaker of English, then I should be choosing English as the first language to communicate. Second comes choice of words, the way how I should be talking. Assuming a doctor talking to a patient in medical terms, telling him the name of the medicines or illness in terms of medical name, the scientific names, would the patient be able to understand? No. The patient will be completely lost. Even for a small sickness, he might take it to be something which is very, very big and major illness. Or assuming an engineer talking to a salesperson in technical language, the salesperson doesn't know anything technical about the software or about the process. An engineer talking to him in a technical language will again lead to a miscommunication. So, first you have chosen the right language. That is, for example, English. Second comes the choice of words, the way. An engineer talking to a non-engineer should ensure that he uses the right words, something which is easy for him to be able to understand. Third comes your mode or the channel how you want to communicate. Now we have got different ways of communication. You have got email, you have got phone calls, you have got messages, you have got newspapers, you have got many hundreds and thousands of modes of communication. It depends who your audience is, whom you want to send a message. For example, if I want to send a message which is something which is very confidential, something which I don't want others to be able to get it or know it, I would either choose an email or a phone call. Phone call is used when it's extremely urgent, something which cannot stay back. Email is used when you want to send a lengthy message, but it's not urgent. It can be waited. You can have time window for a feedback. Third, we have billboards, advertisements. These are mass communications. They are done on your televisions, on your radio channels, on streets you have signboards, banners. These are what? These are again mode of communication, and it's a form of advertisement. Or here you want to reach out to maximum number of people. So that is another mode of communication. Your SMS is there. Then so now here when you're choosing the mode, the channel how you want to communicate, it really depends upon you. Assuming me sending an email to someone who doesn't know how to operate a computer, useless. Assuming me calling someone who doesn't have a cell phone, not possible. Assuming me posting a confidential, secret information on a billboard, extremely dangerous. So you have to be careful about choosing the mode of communication. The last comes your feedback. So you thought of an idea, you have decided upon the language, you have chosen how you want to communicate, whether it's a verbal communication, written communication, or a sign language. Completely depends upon you. Third, and the last most part is the listener. When the listener listens to whatever you have said, he understands something. It may be possible that he understands completely, or he may have understood only 60% of it. Depending upon his understanding, he may either go ahead and do the work, what you expected, or he may ask you questions. Now, for example, I call my nephew and say him, go and get a glass of water. Now, he understands, okay, my uncle needs a glass of water. He goes out, takes a glass of water, and brings it to me. When I ask him that where did you get this glass of water from, he will say, I got this from a tap in the washroom. Then that is a miscommunication. I didn't specify to him that I need a glass of water for drinking, which should be from the filter, not from the washroom. Because he's a kid, he understood, he got the part that uncle needs a glass of water. He didn't bother to know whether that glass of water is supposed to be for drinking or for something else. The same thing when I tell to someone who is grown up, he would know a person requires a glass of water only for drinking. So he would get a water from a filter. So this is something which is about understanding. That's what comes to your feedback. Feedback is something when you say something to someone, what he understands, how much he does it, that is about feedback. Now, if you have chosen the right idea, the right language, the right choice of words, and the right mode of communication, the chances of getting a positive or effective communication are very high. Anywhere, any one point missing will lead to a miscommunication, will not give you 100% results. Now, so far we have been talking about a speaker, the person who wants to communicate the idea. But having said that, it's also important for the listener to pay attention. Many a times it happens that we do not want to listen, or we are selective listener. The reason why it is like that is because maybe the topic that is being told, or the thing which is being told, you are not interested in it, and that's why you don't pay attention to it. Or, for example, it happens with most of the students who think that they are genius. When they go to a lecture hall, and when the lecture is going on, they do not pay attention to the lecturer, because somewhere back of their mind they have a thinking that I know more than him, or I have already learned all these things. Because of this, what happens that when the lecturer talks about something important, they ignore it, they don't listen to it, and as a result they fare poorly in examinations. On the other hand, you have students who think that they know nothing, they go out there to learn, and they pay 100% attention to what the lecturer is saying, and because of which they perform better in examination. So it's also this listener's job to make sure that he understands correctly. One. Second thing, if he has not understood something, go ahead and ask the person. There is no harm in asking the person. It's better to ask than to do something which is completely wrong. So it's very important for the listener also to ask the questions, to make sure that he have understood right. The way you can ask questions can be different. It can be either you are asking a question straightforward, or maybe you can rephrase the sentence which the speaker has said, trying to make sure that you have got it right. If at all we follow all these points that I have mentioned here, I am sure we all will end up having a positive and a very effective communication. Thank you so much everyone for listening to this video, and have a good day.